live. Apparently we are. Let's see what the world has to hold for us today, folks.
Yeah, I'm a fact finder, and I'll remind you, believe when I say I researched this all day, but we a two-sided pod.
We are.
You need to rebut
Because it needs to be
all
done.
I say with all of your ragings. Tell me why I've got red hair and ginger pubes. Tell me why you bitch and moan, it's all you do. Now it's time to get drunk and go on stereo. That's the two-sided way. That's the two-sided way.
Brother, before you go any further, I just need to, number one, shout out to Mr. B. Number two, he needs to get his game together because I don't want any more didgeridoo or kazoo into our intros. And because you play that so, like, you love it so much, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Dre the Therapist. I'm going to have the Pete and the John in their natural wild. That is my vote every time because fuck your didgeridoo if you try to put things on the place. Like, you're making... You are becoming your own goddamn paparazzi. That's bullshit. Active bullshit. Active bullshit, bro. Oh, wait, blur my background because it's all dirty as fuck. There it is.
Welcome, everybody.
No one can see that. They can't go back and watch it. Like, what's that? I've seen internet sleuths. Shh, things are fine, John. Nobody knows nothing about nothing.
Nothing about nothing.
All right, but actively, specifically, seriously, literally, no. Like, if Mr. V comes in tonight, I'm going to give him a task. Like, no, get a better. I'm all about tell me why, but no. Can you give me a little Britney bitch or give me it's toxic or give me like something. We're coming to No, doesn't matter. Don't play that again. There's probably someone violating rules
we don't hear about. How you doing, brother?
Everywhere in stereo, we're coming to two-sided pod. Every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m., 11 Eastern time. Everywhere around the world, we gonna get fucked up and talk. Come on! So I'm doing it.
That is how you're doing. That's doing pretty well. Shoot.
We're coming to two-sided pod today. It's Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Central. Today, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Central. Today, but only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m.
What was it before? 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Central.
Hey, you don't get to fucking give me Carrie, Claire, and Atlas and LSD bullshit this early on, John. You do not want to fuck with a dragon this early on the show. I promise you. You're going to get the horns if you start asking questions too early. I promise you. Don't, come on, baby. This is, we're the running of the bulls. Right now, you need to get a good lead before we start this whole process off. You look like you've been limbering up, but I need you to have at least a $2 head start before we start the serious part.
Well, let's do a shot and jump into the show.
Oh, good job here, Chucky. Well, if that's how you want to play it, that's also how I'll play it. Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers. listening, everybody.
Can you tell them where they're listening? Because we're live on stereo and YouTube. Can you tell them that, John? Do you want to tell them that? YouTube?
Yeah. Every Thursday we go live on stereo and YouTube at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, and then we throw these shows onto the platforms for podcasting. So if you're listening not live, you can join us and hang out, see our beautiful mugs. Our channel is a two-sided podcast, and just check out stereo. It's my boy Pete and John L. Peacock.
Yeah, super good. Like what John said, if you're not listening live, if you have previously died to this area, mea culpa, did you live in a rent stabilized apartment, and can I be on your list? Because that's what I'm looking for in the big cities. But if not, we are on Spotify, we are on Apple Pod, we are Farmers Only, we are on Fans Only, we are on I Can't Believe It's Not Butter.org, we are on Redheads. Yeah, which is a new site, and nobody's really into it yet, and I don't believe it because I'm just more of a technician. Never do it. Anyway, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your parole officers. We're going to be here every Tuesday, every Thursday. If you can't make it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can hit that subscribe, hit that like button. And you can see all those past shows. You can see all those beautiful things, those special moments that we brought the goddamn joy to your heart. That I'll be on. I'm going to go on a ledge and think you didn't deserve, but we gave it to you anyway. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, that's a mouthful. We got one message, and then we are jumping in.
But literally, they don't know.
You should probably be careful about how many sites you save, because technically I could sue you if you're not on there.
Folks, we're brought to you by rum and imbibing all the rum. And some of our greatest fans are inebriated all the time. Some of our greatest hosts are inebriated all the time. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're part of the family now. This is where we start doing the show. So, John, I'm ready when you are. We had our shot. We welcome the fans. Oh, my God, no, we didn't. Spawn Band is here. Not man, Spawn Band. He hasn't taken his hat off since he's... Cunt Bird and fucking Angela Cares on the other show. I'm like, John, I didn't want to answer your call because is there any way we can it be like a piano bar where we can pay extra money to like make their show come into ours? Like, you're now over here, fuckers. Like, I paid $44 to make you start playing Piano Man at the old Howl the Moon. I don't know. Got nothing. Fucking Mindfox and my man Zippy. Dude, have you been following his Insta? He had a couple great pictures. He had a great fucking cap, and he was going out, not cap, fucking big ass hat, going out of town drinking. Oh, fuck, mate. Sorry. I know it's Australian, but that's how I drink. I'll get better.
Such freaks. Big freaks. It's good to see you guys again.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
No one's gonna get to say. It's 4 a.m. I have COVID.
Oh no. I hope you're feeling okay. You probably can't sleep. That's why you're up. But if you're not up, if you can't sleep, you might as well have a goddamn shot. Don't smoke a cigarette because it's all about lungs. Maybe have a shot. Turn your headphones up louder. We're here.
We got you, baby. We got you.
But honestly, anyone out there look at Zippy Society of Spectacle on fucking Insta? Super good. Like has some great shit out there. Fucking my man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, brother. Oh, and
Well, howdy.
and Brittany Beach. I'm sorry, and Brittany Beach. Who is it? It's Brittany Beach. I don't know who that is, but I'm super excited because I love the name. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
Howdy.
Damn didgeridoo. Nope.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete, Lord of everything good and pure. the writer of rhymes, the solver of crimes, the one who you need on your side at all times in Southern California, coming at you live.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
And I retort because I said, I am not challenged, John. You have nothing to challenge me. It's like a small child playing against Dennis Rodman in a game of political intrigue. Oh, are you friends with the Korean dictator? I think not. Dennis Rodman, you. See how that works? No challenge. And the right and the wrong, the me and the you, the yes and the no, that I'm the right and you're the wrong. You feel better about that? Okay. But seriously, I felt good about the Dennis Rodman, the fucking North Korea thing. I was hoping for that to land. Anyway, go ahead.
We got to jump straight into our first lightning round.
It's time to get down. I got my dancers here and we're never going down. I know. I gave them a whole set list and I was like, you know what? You can have a budget. You can get dancers. Keep the pyrotechnics limit because my kitchen is very flammable. I don't need to burn nothing because it's time to get down. Now the lightning round. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Like, we'll just answer the questions. He'll probably be here. Who needs to know about that?
Well, anybody knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
Oh, John, I actively think I am. I think this, of all times, of any time you've asked me that question, I feel like this is the most truthfully I can answer it. Yeah, John, I think I'm just right for those questions.
How did you fare in the classroom settings you encountered?
See, it makes me very upset the way you pose your questions, because when you say, how did you fare? I was like, well, sometimes I was county, sometimes I was Wren, most of the time I took tickets, other times I was a sideshow. It was all schooling to me. Because one doesn't use the term fair when they're proffering a question of, how did you cope with the interaction of school norm societies? How did you negotiate the turbulent, troubled waters of one's childhood in elementary or junior high? How would you say you fared in the viper's pit that it could be called the social conglomeration norm, the melting pit of teenage years that is all vitriol and hormones, and what does one know, and how did you come through? Ren Fair, County Fair, there was the Great Festival, and I was pretty much a ticket seller. Fair, John. Fair? Come on, John. Can I tell you? I think you get it from this. Keep your mouth closed, motherfucker. You're already catching flies. We're too soon for this. I was the fat kid growing up, but who was also super funny and super good at sports. So it was like, okay. So I could always get my way through things funny in sports. And then it was like, oh, okay, now I can do sports good. Now I can fight good. And I can put hands on people. Like, I know how to do, oh shit, I know how to do all that. Like, everything worked out well. School was good for me. School was good until I, like, depression and like normal life hit, like senior year. I fucking fucked my shoulder up. I had surgery, so I couldn't play baseball, couldn't play football. So it was kind of like, still trying to live that life, but you had nothing to really back it up for. So amazing, but I was like, I can't believe how people have to live. You can't live the life that I did. That's crazy, John. I don't know how you're still here. I'll be honest. Theater? I didn't start that shit till college until I couldn't throw a ball. That was all.
So you were trying to be like the original quarterback in Varsity Blues?
Oh no. I played third base. I was also fullback, but we'd also like I could hit, I could run, I could like anytime just do a fucking give me Statue of Liberty. No one sees it coming. Give me over here. I can hit 10 yards like a fucking button. And you play intramurals and we play City League when you play City League flag football. Because then everyone who played in high school was like, all right, it's 10-man leagues. Like, yeah. So you have like everybody you know is playing, you see playing flag football. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm a quarterback. No, you're not. Tons of fun. You think you are. You got hips that can move like Shakira. Easy there. The hips don't lie. You can't grab my flags. 10 yards, you're good. 20, you can't. You're not going to run for the 5 you need for the first.
So what would you change, if anything, about the education you received?
Oh, I would have gone to a different school. Totally. Like 100%. No. Education was not a big thing. Like there was only 2. If you were into science, or in my school, science or English, which was great. For English was great because I got a great English education. That's why I got to college and oh, I'm good at this. I can do this, and that's where it led me. And so then when I was having to do science and having to do math, and what's this 2 + 2 equals what? You guys are fucking crazy. That's nuts. All of our math classes were based on like dares, and like any science classes were like, who could do what first? Like, yeah, no, it was not great. But honestly, it was great because I didn't have to really work that hard. I just have to read a lot and write a lot and bullshit a lot and then play a lot of sports. I didn't have to add or subtract or divide or multiply. Yep, that's it.
Well, on that note, do you have any thoughts on how to teach a more broad base of students?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, because you have a curriculum, right? You have the full curriculum of like, here's your science, here's your math, here's your English, here's your reading, here's your culture, here's your history. But instead of like, here's your book learning. And all of these things take 15 minutes. Like we're hitting hot spots. Boom, 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 boom. And it's all of the specific time of how this all relates to each other. And now like, how is this going to work in the real world? Because I remember growing up, like, you'll never use geometry. You'll never need that algebra bullshit. And granted, that is a total lie. I've needed it a lot. I don't like it. And I was very slow to pick it up. Now I have to do it. Solve for X. How about solve for fuck you? I don't want it. And I don't know how to use a fucking scientific calculator to make it work better. Like, here's the calculator, you can figure out, like, I didn't even learn that because I didn't take trig. You didn't take trig? No, I didn't. How did you get your job? You guys, do you know who my father is? He drives a Lumina. It's pretty cool. It's a 2004. That's a lot too.
It's a 2002.
Still less than 40,000 miles.
Amazing. So if you were forced to be a teacher, what would you teach and to what age range?
I wouldn't. At this point, I don't think I would. If I was forced to be a teacher in a specific school district setting, which I wanted to be, I don't think I would. I think if you have to adhere to, even if you're now like, oh, I don't adhere to school districts, I don't adhere to administrators, but now you're going to work for a charter school, which now you're dealing with a school board, like a nonprofit board, which is even more difficult because you don't have tenure. You don't get tenure. So you're always in the goddamn block. At least at that point, your public school, you fucking play the game for 3 years, 4 years. Like, all right, you'll never get fired. You'll get this forever. Like, it's set up for failure, man. Like, if you're a good public school teacher, you're going to get knocked. If you're because you're not, yeah, you can teach to the standards, but that doesn't help the kids.
Right.
And you need to know that every fucking kid is not the same, bro. Like that's one of the things, because right now we're fucking adults, right? And you've met so many adult human beings who are fucking stupid. Those stupid adults were once stupid children. Those stupid children go into stupid adults. There's nothing you can do about it. You try your best, you hope for the best, you try to get them on the right foot, but you can't fault them for being stupid. You can't stop the entire class for stupid, but you can't teach over stupid. And you can't like, oh, yeah, I know what you're saying with your special ed and here's ED classes. And like, no, it's not that, but
right.
It's a very basic, because now everyone, especially No Child Left Behind when that came out, fucking Bush bullshit area. It's now we're teaching, if your school doesn't graduate enough kids, doesn't level up enough kids from year to year, then you get on a list. If you get on a list 2 years in a row, you get docked funding. So everyone needs to pass their kids. It doesn't matter if you're prepared or not. I don't give a fuck if you're prepared. I need that goddamn money for everybody else who's here. And like, there's tons of kids who are getting fucked behind. So what I would do, it would be more of an outward bound class. It would be mainly kids who are in trouble. It would be the most dangerous game meets outward bound. It's like, if you mouth off, we'll hunt you. But if you don't, we'll teach you to survive and you'll learn algebra. Come with me if you want to live.
What about college?
Dude, college is, unfortunately, I believe, unless you're in a specialized education field, unless you're a specific, college is pointless. Like, there's nothing you can't learn in your GE, or not your GE, you're just fucking, your
life experience.
Yeah, that you can't live, that you can't learn. Oh, I got this job for 4 years and I was working retail, and I know how to manage people. I know how to learn to financially budget. I know how to interact. I know how to do spreadsheets. I know how to do like just basic shit is what they're going to teach you. And the whole time you're making money. You're going to parties after the place. You're getting discounts on goddamn Ross products, John. I know you like that.
Shout out to Ross.
It's a product.
So it's such a waste that you wouldn't even teach it, even though the bureaucracy of it is slightly less demanding than on the public school teacher.
No, I would not teach college. I don't think it would be. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would, because if you're teaching freshmen, it's like, oh, you're glorified seniors in high school who are just learning your way. And my first thing would be like, get out now, take the money and run. It's not worth it. Here's a whole fucking pamphlet. Seriously, come to my compound. We're starting a cult. Here's your robe and your pamphlet, but run now. Save that money. Send it to me at twosidedpod@gmail.com. John, that's the thing, is if I start teaching college, that's when our cult gets off its feet. Like, yeah. I have a compound. I want to go to Vermont because it's right near the Ben & Jerry's factory. And I feel like we can get their leftovers if we have our congregation go through their dumpsters. I don't know.
At least tax exempt.
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. I always, teaching college, I always felt the main thing you're doing, especially with freshmen, is just teaching critical thinking. Because that's a thing they do not teach in public schooling. Because they teach the test, so it's all about the test. But critical thinking is beyond the multiple choice and essay forms.
Totally, dude. That's why Squid Games was such an amazing hit.
Exactly.
Because people who went through public school and then graduated in college and just who were older, who are our age, who didn't truly learn critical thinking, who didn't have like a real major, like, oh, I'm just general ed and I did hey, I got my Yeah, I got my bachelor's and like you barely fucking passed, and it was like 6 months later, bro. And you didn't even show up. You didn't learn. Like, do you understand what this means? Like, these people are putting tests and they're understanding what their lives mean about the choices in life. Like, yeah, bro. What we all experience every day of our fucking life. Yeah, it's called Squid Games. No, bro, it's called life. Two-sided pod at gmail.com. It's TWO sided pod. Emails.
Let's get these 2 messages and jump into our first segment.
Giddy up.
That almost could be.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. That's like a John L. Peacock comment of like, oh, you're trying to do references of things that it might sound like that you think I'm referencing.
Oh.
Spencer got light. You guys gonna be very upset.
Fucking pissed. People judge me.
I think that's a lie. I think he would totally teach 9th grade drama easily, just because he could still tower over them and not feel like he's like,
No.
Yeah.
It's all great. Like, life is just a fucking.
I think you need to fucking realize where your goddamn place is, Greg. You need to fucking realize you're looking at a goddamn mountain. This ain't the goddamn ocean. I'll drive you to that ocean or the goddamn mountain if you keep talking like that.
Well, two-sided pod.
Yeah, is it Hunter Quavo again? Is it life Squid Games?
Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
True story. Anyways, public service announcement. Y'all already know what it is. Versace on the floor. Holla at your boy.
PSA, motherfuckers. Versace on the floor. Come on. I love motherfuckers who fucking talk truth and then give PSAs, little shout outs at the end. Man, that's my man. Hey, everyone, thanks for being here. We are live right now. We're live on YouTube. We're live on stereo. If you are watching live, you can hit that link above, two-sided pod. It goes to our YouTube. You can see John looking goddamn confused, unsure of what's happening. Turns out he wore his sister's shirt, and it's CCAL. Who knows? John's going to explain it later because I brought it up, and he's going to have to explain it because you can't point something out to John that he has done for a specific reason and not get the full goddamn double barrels. Hey, folks, batten down the hatches because John's coming in hot with all this goddamn Carrie, Claire, Adderall, Adderall. No one look at him. He puffs his chest out like he's like.
We got a bit to talk about, so let's do this shot and jump into our serious segment.
You're wearing the shirt of the show, John? Fuck you if you do that. If you're wearing the shirt of the show, I have a hard problem with this. But go ahead.
What show?
Don't know.
Then no.
I haven't looked at the headline. Do we talk about anything that has to do with your goddamn shirt?
Nope.
All right, then we don't have a lot to talk about. Then shut up. Let's keep going and do the show. Don't be so proud. Do the show.
We're going to talk about monkeypox.
Cool, John. Cool, John. I'm ready for that. I'm super excited about it because I went down to Jamba Juice and I got the tropical bonanza today. And I said, put extra banana, extra pineapple. Daddy needs his mango. I ain't climbing trees, but I'm going to get my goddamn fruits, is what I said to them. And they says, my boy Pete, you want that Jamba small or a Jamba yes? And I said, Jamba, hell yes. So I got a backpack with 2 straps and walking out of there with my Jamba, And I came home and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? This is what This is what monkeys have to go through every day. They have to think about how to get their food, how to get their sustenance. Is it going to cause them any distress? Is it going to stop their livelihood? Is it going to give them any pox of any sorts? I don't know. And that's what they think. But I put my backpack in the freezer and I got the booze out. And I said, I got a show to do. I'll be thinking about monkeys tomorrow. But right now, I'm thinking about two-sidedpod@gmail.com. That's TW-sidedpod@gmail.com. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Central.
Eastern.
We miss you, Angela Cares. We miss you, Cuntberg. Mona Lisa, you know where you should be.
Though we've known about the monkeypox virus since the 1970s, this current is the worst outbreak in the Western Hemisphere since 2003, and a unique one.
Yes, John. Like, how many pauses are you going to go? Because how much rope do you want to give me?
I got some general information. So it did not necessarily originate from monkeys, as it is most often transmitted by rodents and thought to be originated there, though it was first seen in monkeys in a lab in Denmark. But the first case in people was in 1970 in a 9-month-old baby in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. And then they said,
which was because of rodents, because that baby had not been bitten by a monkey. Just so you know, it had not been bitten by a rodent. It had its formula had been gnawed upon. There was rodent infestation in what it was getting. It was not bitten. There was no infestation. There was no. Right. The baby didn't fuck a rat. John, is that going to be our next short film? Baby fucks rat. Nope.
Nope.
Monkey pop. Nope. Monkey. Nope. All right, we're gonna have to table this. I think there's a good. Anyway, go ahead.
Then we saw other cases there and in West Africa a few decades later, Nigeria in particular. But for decades, it was only seen there and with only apparent animal to person transmissions, as my boy Pete was talking about. It was only from some kind of infection from the animals, not necessarily being bitten by them, but their feces, their whatever. Just getting into the food would cause it, yeah.
And the thing that everyone goes to, that everyone talks about, because it's the same thing that went with AIDS, and like, yeah, there are literally, I'm not going to tell you to search on the internet, but if you search people fucking up and filling your favorite goddamn animal, I promise you, unicorns are not real, but you can see a person fucking a unicorn if you type it in. I don't want to say that it's the two-sided pod behind it, but it is in our fans only. It's so was difficult to get John to hold still to keep that horn on his head, but it was so worth it. When everyone got that good shot of him shooting the rainbow out, it was very worth it. Anyway, I digress. I'm saying there's people across the board doing anything and everything, but what stipulations and what the problem is, I feel like yes, it is one of the issues, right? But it is not people fucked monkeys and got AIDS. People fucked monkeys and got the pox. Like, okay, there is, yeah, right. But John Crawford, have you ever tried to fuck a monkey? Like a capuchin? Like it's very nice, it's gentle. I'm not talking about like a chimpanzee. They're strong as fuck.
Oh, they're crazy.
Oh, they're sexy and they have a lot of swagger. But the thing is, if you like, yeah, you take them out to dinner and then like they think they're entitled to like, no, you owe me, chimpanzee. Like I would do a capuchin, maybe a spider, maybe, but a smaller, more appreciative monkey if you're going to try to fuck a monkey. But who really does that? Unless you need it. But who does that? But seriously? But really? I don't know. John, I'm saying like there's all the other things, like you said, the feces, the spit, the bites, the other allergens, the other things that people live with in these third world countries, in the Congo, in Nigeria, that you are encountering all the time, your day to day, right?
Right.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, I encounter a ginger with a gape mouth and a fucking beautiful blue set of eyes. I don't want that in my life. but somehow every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, I run into that shit. I don't want it. Here it is, right? But what are you going to do?
Well, as you're very accurately pointing out, most infections that we've seen from the animal to human have been from rodents and from, and it's pox. So the little pustules that happen, the rodent can just walk by, not even do anything, but something falls off and that can contaminate and lead to the transmission. It's
right.
similar.
If you ever had a grandma or an aunt or uncle who lived in Missouri or Kansas and you cleaned out their goddamn shed, there was a very good chance you were going to get the pox.
Especially a little after 2003, right?
Yeah, I did it in 2001, so I just got a good yelling at from my grandma and some spider bites and a black widow cyst. But other than that, no big deal.
So similar to smallpox, which we haven't seen since 1980, it, as the name suggests, it is a similar virus and with similar symptoms of infection, but is much more mild overall.
Smallpox. Okay. They say smallpox. There's no big pox, right?
Right.
Smallpox. We have smallpox now. We have monkeypox. So are we talking about smallpox? Are they little? Or are they just like, oh, it's not that big of a deal? But smallpox killed a lot of fuckers. And now monkeypox.
That was horrible. Yeah, that was horrible.
Right. But monkeypox, we didn't go up to big. Now we didn't say big. We said monkeypox. And I was like, because are the legions in forms of bananas? Are they? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like our naming conventions. That is one of the things in the medical industry that I've had such a fucking issue with. And any scientific thing I've had an issue, like my hands into, like, why are you calling it this? We've said the last fucking things are this, and you're calling it HP, HV, HN. Like, why are you putting Jesus. Why can't it just be the good old-fashioned pox that we all know and love?
Well, yeah, the naming is so crazy. I mean, where did the Spanish flu originate? That's right, Kansas.
No, it was a flu that had an accent that was unbeknownst to anyone in Wichita. And so when they said, hey, this is the point where we told Griff to probably stop leaving messages, because I'm guessing it's him putting this all in. We have to play this motherfucker. If it's not, I don't know.
Okay.
No, we're down the Arkansas River. And they said, oh my God, what's that? That's a flu. I don't understand what it sounds like. Hello, how are you doing? I'm Flu. I'm here to kill all of your fucking friends. That sounds like the Spanish to me. Anyway.
Just like monkeypox originated in rodents. So the naming conventions have always been out of whack. But in 2003, a shipment of Gambian pouched rats that came to the U.S. Infected prairie dogs, which some people have as pets. So 71 people got smallpox throughout the Midwest from the prairie dogs. Then there were some sporadic cases. There was one case in Texas last year, a couple cases in the UK in 2018, and all of these seem to have been animal to human transmission because they were all from people who had recently traveled to Africa.
Right, but it was animal to human, but it wasn't people going there for a sexual conquest.
No.
It was people who were stepping on things, being around things, who were bitten by things, who were around the dander, the waste, the things, who are exposed to something. Right, because what I'm waiting for, I want to get to the deep level. If you have specific records of, like, John, if this isn't, are you going to admit that you went to Nigeria and you saw that capuchin of your dreams and it was like, dancing queen, only capuchin and me, oh, like, You can monkey, you can pox. Two-sided, I'm John of your lies. Are you doing that? Ooh, see that? And because if that's what you're admitting, like we're okay with it. But I need. We all know that all it's bullshit and things are. Yeah, you step on shit. You got parvo. You fucking did a thing. Like, who fucks dogs anymore? That's so 1985, bro. Okay, 95, whatever. I don't know where you were born. Whatever. I'm just trying to make connections.
So going to this recent outbreak, this current outbreak, we see it in several people who have little to no travel history, especially most who have never even been to Africa. And at the beginning, in June, in the first real month of the outbreak, there were 30 plus countries immediately that had been infected who had never seen the virus before. So the United States had, UK had, but a lot of countries who had never seen the virus before had a massive outbreak. That was 30 in June. Now it looks to be community spread, person-to-person transmission. Though we don't know exactly what's causing it, with the connection to smallpox, we have a very strong idea. So 98% of the early cases, those in the first month of the WHO learning new cases that occurred in the UK and America were among gay, bisexual, and men who have sex with men.
Wow.
Gay, cis
wow.
Men.
That's crazy, John. That's crazy because is it just me, or does that exactly sound like every fucking disease they've ever came out with that said like, oh, AIDS is only gay people. Oh, it's syphilis, it's only gay people. Oh, it's only gay people. Like, once we learn, because science is specific.
Right.
I've been doing my own research, and science is specific. See how that works? Beautiful.
I trust it.
I'm a mastermind when it comes to wordplay. I don't believe in science, but I've been doing my own research, and I think science is true. Nailed it. If we learn from our mistakes, like we are never correct when the first thing comes out.
Right.
Look at any of this bullshit COVID. We didn't know anything of the things of the things.
Right.
Still don't know everything of the things. Bro, I'm still learning about vapes. I'm still worried about popcorn lung. I don't do that shit. I like bubblegum flavors on vapes. I like to smoke in the office. I don't believe in that shit. I don't know what happens. I seen them kids who died with a fucking blown up pocket. I don't know. John, we're not sure yet. Yeah, the kid was gay, had a fucking tight black sweatshirt on, was wearing eye makeup. Who cares? Looked adorable.
Right.
Doesn't mean it was because the vape, the popcorn lung, and the monkeypox got him. Could just be a thing that we don't know about yet. Like fucking crack in the 80s, the AIDS epidemic, the whole thing we don't know. And when we put, well, I've heard this, and you all start, well, I know about that. No, motherfucker, you don't.
Right.
Because if you do, by all means, motherfucker, I will pay you $1 million, and I'm going to hire you for my own personal assistant, and you are going to be my soothsayer for all in the eternity. Because if you can nail this and be correct, you're worth a mint. You're the goose who shits the golden fucking egg. But you can't. You cannot. No one can. All the fucking people who are doing the news bullshit and like putting these ideas out, it's scary. It is scary. But it's like, okay, so it's the same ideas that we've always had. Don't fuck without a condom. Wear a mask. Wash your hands.
Right.
Don't do butt stuff unless you really want to do butt stuff, and then pretty much maybe like learn about it first and ask if she's okay with it. All of those things.
Right, and you're even pointing this out, that some misconceptions of it being an STD are that further infection can easily happen because close contact transmission seems to be the strongest possibility of transmission. So similar to herpes, which, but it's touching recently infected a linen, contact with any pus in the blisters or touching the rash, etc. So it is not intercourse. It is close contact.
If you do it like I do it, it's always intercourse when there's touching. John, when you come in for a hug, I promise you, you're gonna get penetrated. And that is the two-sided promise.
So this seeing it as a close contact transmission, and possibly even short-range air spread, but that hasn't been ruled out, but it does not seem very likely, especially with how the transmissions have been going. This can affect any demographic. Anyone who's living with someone who's infected can become infected because of touching linen that has infection on it, etc.
It's the same thing that it's the same thing. It's the same things you're talking about. It's our mindset is different. Our mindset is to set in like, oh, it's a sexual thing, or it's because it says monkey in it, but scarlet fever or fucking diphtheria or fucking there's so many. The Spanish flu is like, it doesn't matter what you do, what you say. Like, you could have the bird flu. You could have the fucking swine flu. Like, you could have the monkeypox. I'm trying to get the fucking mad cow myself because I'm angry as a motherfucker and I love me some red meat. But it is just what it is. It's like, the thing is, like, you got to have to truly be safe. You have to have your bubble of your people who you trust, who aren't fucking around and doing stupid shit.
Right.
In public, and who are wearing their masks and wearing their fucking gloves and always wearing 2 condoms when they leave the house. I personally wear 2 condoms when I go to bed. It's hard to keep on, but I keep my dreams going good. And I let you know, keeps your mind strong. Anyway, you can't be safe. You can't. Like, there's no way, like, if you don't wear a mask, if you hug someone, you don't know where that person's been. It's like fucking AIDS in the 80s. You don't know? Like, come on, but it feels so natural. Fuck. She doesn't look like she's sick. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you don't know, but it's not sex. It's literally connection. It's literally a hug. It's literally
dancing close at a party.
Yeah, it's going to a party, John.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I party at home. I've gotten my own rave lights. I have 2 stacks of speakers. I have enough MDMA and ketamine to kill 4 herds of elephants. And I'm ready to goddamn rock and roll solo. Monkeypox be damned. That's a joke unless you get good house music.
So a typical infection experience in these Western countries is respiratory symptoms, sore throat, cold-like or flu-like symptoms, cough, body aches, and then a rash develops, mostly originating in the palms of the hands or the soles of the feet before it spreads everywhere. People are generally contagious as long as they have these blisters until they dry up and fall off. But mild symptoms may cause people to not even know that they have it.
Yeah, no, same thing. Like, my thing is I had the cough, the sweating, the whole thing, but I had hairy palms and my eyesight was bad. And so I just stopped jerking off and it all went away. I was like, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. No monkeypox, no foul.
When we first learned about this, we thought, oh, possibly there's some good news. We might be extremely ready for it. And this might be the best case scenario of a virus outbreak because the U.S. already had in place has an already in place defense against the virus, as we had a stockpile of perishable and non-perishable smallpox vaccines that can be used to they were there in case of smallpox.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
I'm trying to not read it. I'm trying to just,
But take a breath and
okay.
Digest it and then tell me. Like, if you're not going to read it, just take a breath and digest it. Don't get excited. Because I hear what you're saying.
We have this major stockpile in case of a possibility of smallpox being used as a chemical weapon. We always had that as a thought since the eradication in 1980. So it's not anything new. We've had the stockpile. The non-perishable we've had built up. The perishable ones we've been cycling through. But we thought we had a whole lot for this new outbreak because the smallpox vaccines work against the monkeypox vaccine, monkeypox virus. There's also
the same idea. It's the same. It's the same virus strain. It's not smallpox. Isn't. Anyone who's out there listening, don't get it twisted. Smallpox is not monkeypox.
Right.
It is a virus strain of said smallpox that we know and love, that we all have thought about, because we thought we had the backups. We thought we had the earlies and the less, because Dustin Hoffman came to us early. He said, this is like outbreak, and I don't want to take your capuchin to my airport unless there is some sort of a smallpox and or monkeypox that you have a derivative of that we can deal with. So we thought, on Dustin Hoffman's word, from my mouth to can't even remember the name. I keep on wanting to say Goldie, where he's the fucking Tootsie.
Tootsie?
From my mouth to Tootsie's. God damn it. That I was looking at your face and I couldn't think of anything but your sister. This is awful. Anyway, see how much I think about your family, John? Do you see? You see me, John? Anyway, when Tootsie spoke, we all said, we have enough. Now, he became less appreciated as he got older in years, and now here we are, full-blown monkeypox, and now Terry Clairaudicis and LSD comes to fruition. So let's see what John has to say.
In addition to that, in Denmark, there's a major stockpile that was ready to go at the first outbreak. I'll get back to all those later.
Where is it? No, but don't get back to it. Where is it? You can't just say it like, okay, God damn it. Then don't stop until you get to it. Just stop talking and letting me talk. Where is it, John?
It's in Denmark still. It is now being shipped over because it wasn't approved by the FDA until just recently, even though it had already been approved across Europe. So they were saying, we can give it to you, we just didn't take it. And so that was one of the big problems that that we as the medical system in America failed or faltered in the first 2 months of this outbreak.
Well, it's 2 months of the outbreak, and then we still have that because now we're still 2 more months in, and they're still just thinking about it. So it's going to take another month. And we have all those.
It's just been approved, right?
Right. No, exactly. And you have all of those fucking lemurs, all those goddamn chimpanzees, all of those orangutans, capuchins just running around, spreading their pox all willy-nilly like John. Ho, ho, ho. Thanks, Denmark. Where were you a couple months ago?
As you pointed out, much like the early misinformation of the AIDS epidemic, we are already seeing some imbalances in healthcare because of some stigmatizations of it going through the gay, bisexual, and men who have sex with men communities.
That's fucking bullshit. The whole thing, that is bullshit. I gotta say, that's so fucking bullshit of what you're fucking, how you're fucking, and where you're fucking it is so bullshit. Because it's not like, like truly, honestly, you're going to have that conversation to go through like, oh, because male and female anatomy is so different in the ways they have sex. Okay. Is everything completely different? And this is the one way that is different that can fucking. So what you're saying is if you have fucking pee hole to pee hole, then that is what it is, because everyone else has buttholes. It can't be a vagina. It has to be a pee-pee hole. Because buttholes have nothing. it fucking kills me. Like the stupidity of it, and like, oh, if it's just because then you're trying to stigmatize, oh, it's just like the homosexual community. Bro, have you not met any of your married friends? That's birthday sex. That's goddamn Christmas, Valentine's Day, Father's Day. Is it President's Day? Oh shit, we added another Lincoln's birthday over here. Oh, it's no longer Columbus Day. We're doing fucking Independence Day for original. Oh, I'm in. Let's do it. They don't care. It's not a specific way of lifestyle. It's who likes to go to Fight Club. We all love UFC, but all of a sudden chicks were coming in and beating fucking ass too. Like, what's happening? Girls don't do that. Girls don't fart. Girls don't punch. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, it's like, girls are fucking badass. They can fight anyone. They can fart anywhere they want. And that was after I was believed. Like, yeah, they should be paid equal. And like, girls should be bosses. And like, I didn't understand. I still had the prejudice. I was like, nah, man, girls can't fucking fight. Girls shouldn't be gross like that. Like the jokes, like there shouldn't be the girl fucking cutting farts around. When Jackass, bro, the newest Jackass has a chick in it. And he was like a chick who's a fucking down chick. Like, I don't know about that one. And then she's like, yep. Here's like day one meeting them. And they're like fucking doing the fucking penis press and penis palm of like, and they're all just sitting there bullshitting and like doing, you're okay. Like you're okay. All right. Like,
yeah. Breaking stereotypes.
There is specific, you need to respect people's boundaries. You do not get to talk down to people. You do not get to oppress anyone. Everyone is fucking equal. And if someone does not like something, you do not fucking get to do it. But if someone's like, all right, what do you got going? I'm gonna have a cocktail and see what you got going here. Like, bring it on, motherfucker. Like, so I digress.
Well, right. These stigmas and stereotypes can and have already led to doctors rejecting patients who come in and say, I want to test for monkeypox, but how their rash is developing is possibly a very mild rash on their back or their genital area, not their palms and their feet. And they're like, well, that's not the normal way that it's things. So, you probably just have syphilis. So here's a little antibiotics and go sleep it off. But then they end up having monkeypox. But so much medical attention that could have happened right then. A lot of people are developing major aches, horrible pains, like scale of 10, 8 to 10 sometimes. And they are having to wait weeks and weeks.
Right.
When they get the medication, finally, it immediately recedes and immediately gets better.
But this is the only thing I have to say about that. And I'm not saying it's not because of stigmatism. It could be. It definitely could be. But in my belief and what my experience has been in the United States medical care system, they don't fucking care until it's specific. Like, you get a 1-5 shot of getting the right diagnosis if you go into the ER, and then you have to go to your follow-up appointment, which is going to be like 3 weeks later, unless you're dire.
Right.
And at that point, like, you hope it's a good doctor, and if not, like, it's a fucking shot in the dark. So you don't know. That's the thing. It's like, so it's not that they're not calling it and they're not doing it. It's like, here's a bunch of fucking people shooting from the hip in the ER. All right, vitals are fine. This is fine. You've lived this lifestyle. I asked you some questions. Not syphilis. No, it's chlamydia. It's a bouquet. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Look at you, motherfucker. You got luggage of chlamydia. You're fine. I don't see you fucking dragging your knuckles, peeling bananas with your feet, John. How do you say you have monkeypox when you can syphilis your way through this life?
Well, you're right. I didn't write this part down, but I've learned that when the CDC first distributed the tests, they didn't do it directly to the standard testing places that your doctor can easily just write a recommendation. You can go that day or the next day and get your test done, because they only had so many. So the bureaucracy behind it was like a 4 to 5 hour commitment that your doctor had to do. So why would they want to do that? Because like they're like, okay, you know what? I don't think you have it. So it just was so much more of a burden. And I'm not saying your doctors are bad. I'm saying the system was set up, especially early on. Things have changed. This is in the first month, that it was so difficult to even get the test that the doctors were like, oh, okay, this is not a major case. This is probably not it. This might be it, but they look fine. I can't deal with all that because I can only see 1 or 2 patients a day otherwise because of all the bureaucracy of it.
John, here's the deal. You told me early on the monkeypox epidemic, we should never cross streams. And now that you're saying things are getting real, we should cross streams and try to figure things out. So what are you saying now, John? What are you saying now about a monkeypox outlet? Do I need to buy stock in Chiquita banana? Do I need to sell my islands on Mango Isthmus? What do I need to do, John? What do I need to do to figure out how me and the monkeypox live peacefully moving forward, or we avoid each other peacefully moving forward? What do we got to do, John?
Well, if you start to develop symptoms, first thing is to isolate.
How do I not develop symptoms, John? That's the first thing, is what your answer should be.
Doing what you're doing now, which you are being a very responsible citizen during a pandemic pre-monkeypox, wearing masks around other people, not engaging in super risky activity with people that you don't know. Keep it within your bubble, as you said. All of that will basically keep you safe. For right now, it is.
Okay, folks, I want you to know that what John is saying is very true, but I kept my bubble pretty big, and everyone in my bubble, I fuck my bubble. So it's kind of weird. Everybody in the bubble gets fucked. That's a lie. But you could imagine, what kind of bubble is this? Shh. You ain't going nowhere out of this bubble. But no, everyone's very all about it. It's all consensual. We have masks and tests.
And you do it like the Hasid, so there's a sheet in between you and you double condom, so you're good to go.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. I moved into a new place that has a shower that's as big as a small bedroom. So it can fit, I shit you not, 6 people. And my goal is to make it crowded. So I'm just like, hey, everybody, come on, get in here. But wear your masks.
So if the bubble does pop and you start to feel symptoms in any way, especially if you develop a rash and skin lesions, self-isolate. Keep the rash areas clean and dry to protect against secondary infection. Be conscious of sun exposure and avoid discoloring exposed lesions. Talk to your healthcare provider about any over-the-counter oral antihistamines and topical agents, calamine lotion, cortisone, tan, that standard thing. And you can actually consider a stool softener to help reduce perianal discomfort.
Oh, dude.
Obviously.
100%. It's the same thing as I was watching, it reminds me, found my favorite YouTube channel. It's Hasbro on YouTube. They play G.I. Joe from 1988, 24/7, all night, all day. Like, you can watch all G.I. Joes. Anyway, I was watching the thing where Zartan comes out and he's like, the exposure to the sun. It makes my perianal and poop don't well, like monkeypox. And so he took a stool softener. And I was like, John, it's just like you were saying. If you have the monkeypox, be like Zartan. Take that stool softener. Huh, John? Is that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I'm saying. Because a lot of the discomfort and pain happens there. And so people are going through extreme.
Really?
I read a couple of
Okay.
cases, like they would say 10 out of 10 whenever they were going to the bathroom.
Oh, dude,
Pain.
oh, okay.
The worst ever.
Like I poop like a champ. Like my strongest muscle in my body is my colon. Like I could pass the state of Texas. I actively, they say bear down. It's like, don't need to. You're next.
It went from a supposedly completely controllable outbreak to now we're in a bit of a crisis. If you haven't heard, the WHO recently declared a state of emergency. That was the 7th time it has ever done that since it's had the power to do that. So as I said, in June, we had 80 cases in the U.S., and now in August, we have over 5,000. Yeah.
John, man. All right. Okay. This is a serious. We do the fun of the serious, right?
This is serious.
Right, but I asked you.
Yes, we do the fun of the serious.
All right, thanks, John. It's very difficult to get a goddamn straight answer to you. I'm trying to, like, are we in the right place? I'm just trying to get my goddamn bearings. Like, we do. This is, yeah, John. John, I get it, man. But it's so fucked, man. It's so fucked that we live in these times that we have to do these things, that we have to live this way. We shouldn't have to. And I know that everyone is not everyone. Well, no, truly, John, you know what? Fuck you, John. Everyone is blaming everyone, right? You are blaming me. I'm blaming you. You didn't wear a mask at this thing. You went to go see a fucking Elton John show. I went to a goddamn tea party where I drove home in a weird Escalade Cadillac with an older 64-year-old woman from a mansion. We both made mistakes, John. That's all I'm saying. But who knows what we've transmitted in those moments of fucking disconcert. But everyone across the board, it's not just you and me, we're blaming, like, oh, you did this, and you did this, and oh, you're gay, so you did this. Oh, but you're straight, but you had unprotected sex. We're like, oh, you like fucking taking all the animal poop out of all the fucking parks, so then you're supposed to poop. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm like, oh, you feed the squirrels and let them climb over you so you can maybe one day make them your minions. You can direct them to attack. I don't know. And you got bit one time, John, on the way to fucking fruition. I digress. Anyway, but everyone's blaming someone. Everyone is blaming someone about something. How we can't. And I know it's not even the Spanish flu, even the fucking scarlet fever, even the smallpox. Everyone's blaming someone, but we didn't have the internet. We didn't have the news. We didn't have a lot of shit. We had, if you could buy a newspaper and you could read a newspaper, then you had an opinion. But 75% of the people around the world had no opinion. We're just living this life with your neighbors. And I just want that. Why can't we just live our lives with our neighbors? And like, it's not with our neighbors. Like, don't listen to the neighbors over there because they're fucking stupid. But there's so much stupidity out there, and it just makes me so upset. Like, hey man, I brought all the fucking coat hangers that I already untangled. We'll do s'mores. You guys just hang out and stop yelling about monkeypox. We're gonna have a key party later. And go home with that old weird lady in her Cadillac to a fucking house full of capuchins, and it's not about the monkeys or the pox. It's just about friendship. Cheers, John. You should probably do a shot.
Cheers. Bink, bink.
Wow. This went way off the rails. Take a deep. No.
So
if you like
the
what
last,
you see, if you can't believe it, you heard, tell your friends, hit that subscribe, hit that like. What's the last thing, John?
the last thing is just looking a little bit at how it did get kind of out of hand, how it spread so quickly in the first 2 months. There are some, again, you said everyone's blaming everyone. I'm not going to look at necessarily blames. I'm just going to look at what happened, right? I talked a little bit about those cases where their doctors sent them away.
I'm super excited for you, not blame because you just stated facts. I'm very excited.
A lot of information during Pride Month was that it was similar to an STD or basically just an STD. So a lot of men in the gay community did not have sex. They wanted to be safe, but they went to the parties, they went to the Pride events, and they got smallpox. And so there was that. And then a lot of these men were not able to get the vaccines and the medicines that immediately reversed the symptoms and helped to reduce infection, further transmission, because of the bureaucracy of getting the test. You had to have the test, the positive, to get the vaccine, XYZ, ... And those vaccines that I was talking about that we were so optimistic about in the beginning, most of them had perished, had gone past their time limit. So that we had about 1 million that were good because they were the non-perishable kind, but this other one, we're like, great, let's use them. Oh, they're all not usable, and we didn't approve the Danish ones until just recently, a couple of days ago, and so those weren't able to come in. But more tests have been made. 5 companies have been designated to make further tests, so that is becoming more possible. The vaccines were there, but getting access to them was so difficult because of that bureaucracy, which is now also being streamlined. But because of that, there was such a bog down of treatment, which led to further infection.
Yep. I don't think, yeah, perishable and non-perishable, there's like the same thing. It's like, if it's perishable, like, oh, it's the Johnson & Johnson, it's the poor man's COVID treatment. It's like, oh, shit. It's all, John, no. No, I shouldn't have said that. You're good. I have no follow-up. I had a lot to say before, but now looking at your shirt, looking at your small pale arms, looking at your face, that just needs reassurance. I have nothing more to say.
Another thing is where the federal government has so many privileges and powers, the states also have so many privileges and powers within the healthcare system, and they sometimes don't line up. Like, the states don't need to report any diseases that are not on the reportable list to the CDC, and monkeypox just got on there. So many cases might have gone by the wayside and not gotten the proper treatment just because of states not reporting it. So again, so many different little factors, and it's just kind of, that's how we are. That's how our system has been set up. That's how we, a lot of failures in COVID.
It's all medical, bro. Like we established that, and I don't want to speak out of class because I didn't do well in school and I don't listen well to any of our shows, but I'm pretty sure we talked about how the United States medical care has been probably the shortcoming of the cause of a lot of our shortcomings of our issues, just because we're set up this way. And some people might say, like, no, you don't need single payer healthcare. You know what? Fuck it. You don't need to be universal healthcare. Right there.
There you go. Yeah.
Woo! Anyway, but I feel like I saw that before, and it's one of those things where it's a systemic issue. It's, if you can fix one problem, if you can fix our education system, you can fix our penal system, you can fix our incarceration. If you can fix, instead of having a police force like this, you can have social reform, you can have social outreach, you can have community centers, you can have people who go for specific issues that you and the cops don't go to any of this shit. Like, I'm not going to go on a fucking limb because too many people like guns. Like, I'm down for guns, but like, all right, cops only get called when there's a gun thing, and everything else is anyone else.
Yeah.
But then we take away guns. Like, okay, like, dude, did you see? Okay, I'm going too far now. Like, this is. It's just the fucking reform. It's the idea. It's the ripple effect. It's the butterfly effect. It's one thing. Takes one thing. We take the medical thing and we finish our testing and we go from state to federal, and we do from this is how we understand it. This is how, like, oh, we're good with this, and this is how budgeting works, and we can have the fucking smallpox vax from Denmark. They have great danishes, cheese filled sometimes, fruit filled other times. Sometimes they're in little duels that have cheese and fruit. Fuck yeah, you goddamn Danes, I'm in. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But if we open shit up systemically, why don't we have this? Why don't we have the ability to figure this out, to communicate this? Like, it took, you look at, okay, bro, you look at I'll Be Gone in the Night, the Golden State Killer, HBO documentary, which was based on the book with that Patton Oswalt's wife helped wrote that she was the person who helped find him. But the whole premise of that was because the city agencies, the police forces, didn't talk to each other.
Right.
And because of that, there was no communication. It just happened now that my family is able to follow my pops on his medical things. Like, we can log on and see his medical charts.
Yeah.
Which is great when he's in the hospital, but if he's in a different place that's not hospital specifically regimented, you don't see the updates hour to hour. He's like, here's his meds. Here's his meds. Like, did he assault someone? Did he make a fucking threat? Did he tell where the safe was? Just tell me, did he tell where the safe was? I have 2 men down there watching him right now, John. We're going to be safe, John. It's going to be safe. It's safe. We'll be safe.
So, fortunately, the average person does not have much to fear. But you also just need to be safe, right? If you start to develop any symptoms, even if you are not in the community where much of the infection has been transmitted so far, doesn't matter. Get yourself tested. Isolate yourself immediately. Go away from animals. Do not go near animals. The easiest transmission is still animal to human and human to animal. We don't want to infect our animals because that could get to a wild animal, and then it could just live out in the wild population forever and just come back to bite us. Yeah.
Time out. Yeah. Time out. I need to understand this because I didn't. So what you're saying is we can infect our animals. And if you let your animals inside out and they fucking run with Tatanka, we call those buffalo in Dances with Wolves.
Sure.
Series. I don't know if you watched that, Tatanka.
Right.
If my wolfhound with my monkeypox runs with the buffalo then comes back after Buffalo Bill has eviscerated their species, John, as it were. But then they come back in maybe a fair, maybe some sort of a sideshow, maybe some sort of a carnival, who knows? I'm just speculating, right?
Yeah.
That said buffalo could then give the monkeypox to one of my guests.
Yes.
This is horrible. All right, everybody bring your dogs inside. Here's the deal, folks. We're going to batten down the hatches. We're going to have to destroy all bananas. Also, Chunky Monkey, or the Chubby Hubby from Ben & Jerry's. Get that shit out of your freezer right now. It's delicious. Either eat it or get it out. It's banana flavor. It's delicious.
So that's it. Yeah, just be safe,
Man,
be careful.
You're the worst.
We'll get through this together.
You're the worst. Like, you're honestly the worst. Like, hey, you know what, folks? We'll probably all die, and I'll probably never hear from you again. But be safe. Fuck you, Ginger John. The worst. It should leave on a better note. Like, here's the deal. Everyone's in danger. Nobody's safe. Remember the time you felt like your parents were holding you close and tight and nothing could ever hurt you? That was a lie. You were in danger and you will die. Folks, and that was it for our serious side. Oh my God. Oh my God.
As I said, the average person is not at high risk, but also just be aware, be smart.
Oh my God.
You don't think, oh, I'm not part of a certain community and therefore I'm, yeah, we got it. What?
Oh my God. Are you saying, but I think I'm average? So John said average. So my average, so don't say average. Am I doing average? What is this? Because I want to be better than average. Like, here's the deal. I'm trying to fucking be better because I've been listening to two-sidedpod at gmail.com, two-sidedpod at gmail.com every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Central. And I feel like I'm not average, but I don't know. So now that I'm not, maybe I am. I have the monkeypox. This is how John Lennon got killed, John. This is how John Lennon got killed.
Oh.
Monkeypox.
Well, that's going to lead us into our next lightning round. But you know what? We got a lot of messages. Maybe we'd hit those.
Can't believe we're going now. Play those messages. He's been gone for so long now. You don't like when we talk about things too long. All right, but you shouldn't talk about our.
Can
I go over there real quick, Pete, and give him a tongue lashing?
Preach.
I'm gonna do that.
Preach.
Right back.
Giddy up. No, man.
I had monkeypox on my testicles, and it spread to my penis. Now, I'm looking at having a mangina because they want to cut it all off.
I'm saying.
I sure that makes me get hooked up. Damn it, motherfucker.
Got 7 of these, 12 of the messages. Play them. Do it to it, buddy. You called it.
All right.
You asked for it. Here
we go.
Give me one more, and then we'll fucking fast forward through the rest.
I got the monkeypox when I was fighting in the Vietnam War. Damn motherfucker came up to me, and he was struck.
Yep. No, let's go ahead and fast forward
through the
rest.
I get it. Like I see where it's going.
I had to become a trainer.
I just knew that John L. Peacock shoots rainbows. What's up, my man Pete? Two-sided pod.
Get it. Yes, I can. The one man. Tell me we go, John. Come on, even the song. Mona Lisa, you know that I can't be secure. Come on, leave it. I like word sounds, but I didn't do well. I'm like my grandma who had the stroke. I just like the word sounds. I'll be a rapper one day in my future life, like I was in my previous. Before I started drinking.
That's a lie.
I remember last year when the monkeys fell off the damn truck in Philadelphia.
Right.
Right now today we got monkeypox.
Bro, I'm telling that. I remember that.
Pox, chicken pox. I don't know, 2 pox. What the hell is going on?
Delicious. She was here for a hot minute. I'm so sad she's gone. She was good. And she had a good fucking comment, brother. Monkeypox, chickenpox, 2 pox, what the pox? Even though we can't pox, it's
Can we all talk? Okay, no.
Hey, fellas.
How
MFA.
you doing?
How you doing? I can tell you how the stigma started. There's this English asshole from the UK. He's some kind of scientist or biologist or something on the YouTube. And he has been reporting that monkeypox is only in the homosexual population for over 2 months. I get so fucking angry. I leave comments on his fucking streams all the time. And yeah, that's the reason. He's one of the main reasons why this is being classified as a homosexual disease. Him and other scientists like him. Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of those, and that's that. I'm so glad you said that, because for me, it's the same idea. Like, yes, he is one of the problems, but there's so many these fucking idiots, and now that we have the ability to say things out loud all across the board of stupidity, that there are so many stupid people leading stupid people to the non-promised land. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you like what you've heard and you can't believe what you've understood, hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow the two-sided pod to the said promised land, because we will not lead you astray. We'll lead you not only the path of righteousness, but the path that fucking rocks.
¿Qué tal, chicos? Buen día. ¿Alguno de ustedes habla español?
Dios mío.
Dios mío, querida, sonora mía, como la rico suave.
Nailed it.
Also, hello, Mona Lisa. Hello to the foxes. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Let me know.
Well, we can't eat bananas anymore because of John's fucking last podcast. So I hope everyone has their fucking potassium in some other way, shape, or form, because gingers make their own vitamin D, but they don't make their own potassium, so I don't know what he's going to do.
Aside from that, we're doing pretty good.
Oh, I just got them for you. And they are heartbroken, and they're kicking themselves in the butt. Angela Cares and Seabird both are like, oh, fuck, we are mean bitches.
Yep.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yep.
That's fucking Thursday.
Yep.
It is. It is Thursday.
Yep.
Yep.
Brother, I appreciate you for fucking doing that, just to give some shade on them, just to make them feel bad, because the whole thing, that's what family does. Instead of like,
hey man, I need you to be here. Like, no, you're not here? No, it's so sad, because I really wanted you to be, and really wanted to me. Here's what everyone else is. Love you. Goodbye.
Yeah, but that's probably why we're fucking so slow. That's why ain't nobody here, because they're all over the two-sided pod. Yep. You heard?
You heard, cunt bird? Angela Cares, ain't nobody stares when we looking at us, the two-sided can't cut. Every Tuesday and Thursday we come to the... No. Again. Still, like... Here's the deal, John. If we could maybe jump on a chat like at 3:00 when I get home and start drinking, like I'll be good to go for the next hour. But I put in a lot of work to pregame. It's like stretching before the big race. It's like carbo loading before the marathon the next day. I'm shithoused, and I'm good at rhyming, but like the free thinking as far as rapping, like I can comedy. No, no, that gets suspect too. I'll be honest, that gets suspect too. I'll be honest. But
well, let's jump right back into our lightning round.
Lightning! It's time to get down. We shouldn't have started getting down.
We let him out of his cage. He's excited about everything. I am too, John. What we got going tonight?
So this segment of Lightning Round is one of your favorites in mind, the Negative Nelly. That's right. I say something to my boy Pete, and he is a little Negative Nelly.
So, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you have not listened to Two-Sided Pod, all that is an extension of what I actively do anytime John says something. Like, yeah, but you heard about, nah. I am the Negative Nelly of John's life. I keep him grounded. He keeps me lifted. Got to get up to get down, baby. Let's do a lightning round.
Stoked for this concert, bro?
Yeah. Line looks pretty long. And you're wearing the shirt of the band. Ugh. Kind of embarrassed to be here. And it's going to be a real long wait. Let's just go home and watch it on TV.
Oh, this is the best Molly I've ever experienced in my life. How you feeling?
I've never done drugs before, but I feel like this is why people don't do drugs before. I've wasted 3 hours and I just want to call my ex and tell them why I was right.
No past, no future, no worries. Just be here now.
Can you hear me? You said I'm in a vacuum. No past, no future, no worries. I don't. Hello? Hello? This is the worst Christian revival concert I've ever been to. I will never go to an altar call again.
Mr. My Boy Pete, the test results have come back and the tumor is benign.
Maybe you're benign. Benign in the fine way of looking at things. Does that mean? I don't know your fucking medical lingo, but I'm going to cape and I'm going to fight crime on your dime. That's fine.
Did you hear Senator Manchin has said he now supports the massive energy bill? This could lower inflation and combat climate change.
Damn it. Here's the deal. Mention, stupid attention. I've got another think you can. Nope, doesn't matter. Can't figure that out, John. Yeah, here's these flippy floppy flopper flippers. I'm not saying Democrats are great. I'm not saying Republicans are great. But the people who you can't pin down on what they are good at and what they're not good at, you're just bad at everything. You're just not good. You shouldn't be trusted and you shouldn't be fucked with. Actively shouldn't be fucked with. That's not a negative Nancy. That's a goddamn truth bomb.
No, it was. You're like, I'm done. I'm done funning around.
Fuck that shit. No. Here's the deal. Fuck that.
Well, let's jump into our final segment of the episode, which is, I'm super stoked about this. Are you excited? It's James Webb. It's the NASA's James Webb Space Telescope.
I don't know who that was. He the one who did the whole DC Spider-Man versus Superman and the long one in black and white with Wonder Woman and DC, the long James Webb. Was that long? Was that the one?
Oh, the 4-hour one? Yeah, it's totally,
yeah.
Totally.
No, because I was looking at that movie from the other way of the telescope, and it was very far away. It seemed so long and so disconnected. So if there's another thing you're going to tell me about a telescope, I hope I'm looking at it the right way. John, I can't wait. This is fun. All right, I can't wait.
It's fantastic fun. Oh yeah, man.
All right, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready.
So on Monday, July 11th of this year, President Biden held a press conference and opened with, quote, 6.5 months ago, a rocket was launched from Earth carrying the world's newest, most powerful deep space telescope. And then he went on to unveil the first image that has come back from NASA's James Webb telescope.
4 months ago, Joe Biden announced a small dinner to all the donors. He said, I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Turns out he ate the whole thing. He then went to show a picture of the entire dinner that he did digest prior to coming to the stage, and a small applause filled the room. James Webb was there. If you look backwards at the telescope, the food looks little. James Webb? James someone. I should write that shit down if I'm going to keep joking about it. James who?
James Webb.
Yeah, I did it. Fuck you, John. Why do you make that face about me when I said James Webb? I did it right, and you're like, man. Fuck you, John. You're the worst. I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you like what you've heard, can't believe what you understand, you're watching us live on Spotify. No, you're not. You're watching us live on stereo and or YouTube. If you're not lucky enough to watch us on stereo or YouTube, you are in one of the small, beautiful categories. You can see us in Spotify, Apple Pod, Farmers Only, Fans Only. I can't believe it's not butter.org. I know I'm going to get a longer list once I get our publicist to really dig out that job. Anyway, folks, I'm just saying, John right now is letting us know about what happens when the brain goes on drugs. John, go.
That's right. So if you are watching us on our YouTube channel, Two-Sided Podcast, you are getting yourself a nice image of the first James Webb image that was released by Biden himself. So after releasing this, he said to go on, these images are, these images are going to remind the world that America can do big things. This image is from 13 billion light years away, and Biden said it's where where stars were born and died.
Yeah, we've all seen Rick and Morty. Some of us like mounds, most of us like almond joy, but if you two can get past all of those labels, you can buy the candy bar you want. That is a label of a fucking bullshit candy bar. I'm with you. Like, no one should take credit for that shit. No one should do the thing. We all know it's there. Fuck James Webb. Fuck Biden. As far as space, John, no, that was John, Jesus Christ. You're making it aggressive. The first two were very sexual. The third one was I was like, you gotta get me slowly moving towards the fucking I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
For those who are not watching us on YouTube, you can go to our Instagram channel, and all these original images from NASA are the James Webb telescope are up there on our Instagram account at Two-Sided Pod, at TWO-Sided Pod.
Oh shit, they're on there, because I can also promise you, if you're watching us live and you just go to our InstaWeb, that none of the explanation of why they're there and how they're there, what they mean to this show are there. It's just John posting a bunch of weird shit that makes everyone's like, yeah, we shouldn't tune into them because it's just proof of what we felt about this entire goddamn conglomeration. 8 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. other Eastern.
That's right. The further Eastern, the more Eastern.
You don't know.
So Tuesday, July 12th, NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, released 4 more photographs, this one being one of their most popular ones. This is a nursery with...
Right, no, 100%, because you fucking flipped through the other 2 very fast, but we did not get to see. So cool.
We'll see them soon.
No, but you flipped through them very fast, right? Because remember how we play this game? Where you're like, I'm going to go back. No, you're not. You shouldn't do that. I'm trying to tell you. Just tell the fucking business when you tell it. But now you're already gone and you passed it. So I want you to do your thing. But I need you to know it works better when you just fucking do it. I promise you, brother. You're the worst ginger I know. And of any of the star constellations I've ever seen born, you're the one I'm the most fucking suspect about. I'm ready. Let's do it.
So they have this stellar nursery with ripples of cosmic gas where new stars are being born.
Come on, John. Come on. John. I need you to understand what you're saying and how you're saying it. So the intercontinental stellar nurseries being born. So I need you to think like you're talking to me, right? Because right now you're just like, let's put information out to the goddamn masses. That's awesome. You're an intelligent man who should know better than to just fucking do what he does. But he doesn't. So I'm here to fucking ground you. So I'm going to ask you to stop and shut the fuck up and clarify of all of those words that you're saying so I understand. So then I can make a funny joke about it, about that goddamn bed of understanding.
You know how the hospital's nursery is where all the newborn babies go in the maternity ward, right?
Oh, yeah. When Chagong Fat, when he did Hard Boiled, when he did the fucking shoot them out in the baby nursery, and like, yeah, the babies were there, and he was saving the babies as he was shooting other bad guys. Yeah, Hard Boiled. Gotcha. Nursery.
So a stellar nursery is a pocket of the universe where you can see the gases literally forming into stars. So it's when new stars are being born. And so they call it a stellar nursery.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is like when I don't do dishes in my sink for like 7 or 8 years and it turns from mold into moss, into a small life form, into a sentient being, into a thing that we form part of our life with, who then does our fucking craft table, who then we have to fire and we wash the dishes. Jennifer is gone. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. In fact, if you want to do the full life of Jennifer, they also have a star dying. Sorry, that's the cosmic wheel. My apology. This is the star dying.
Oh, so, that was the one you did the too soon. We all saw that first one.
Right.
I won't go back. I'll go forward. John, you're so good. Like you're doing, like all the things you do are good. I just need you to understand that I'm not gonna let shit slip, and I need you to be better. Like you're good, but be better.
I appreciate that.
Don't try and fucking slip things by me. I'm gonna slip. I just didn't order my fucking screenshots in the right way. So now I have to flip them by and flip them back and tell them not to look at them. And this is what it looks like when the star is actually dying in its death throes, when it says, Mama, I can see you, Mama. I just want to be a moon someday, Mama.
So these are 2 different images of the same star through different filters and lenses of the telescope, right?
But that's what I'm telling you. It was like the beginning of the death rows, and then when they see their end coming, and they're just like, Mama, here's everything I wanted in life. Mama, I just killed a man. Put a star against his head. I'm a god and now he's dead. I don't know, John. Mama, life has just begun. No, and I've already started too high and I can't hear anything. But look at that. That looks like a tricycle. That's a man on a bike. These are 3.
That is 5 galaxies in an intricate dance of gravitation.
Right, so... All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you've heard, you can't believe what you've seen, don't be afraid to watch you like the theory of relativity, John?
Shoot, yeah, I do.
Who do you credit the theory of relativity to, John?
Well, that'd be my boy Albert Einstein.
Oh, well, Albert Einstein had a weird predilection for strange things in the universe. If you like conglomerations, if you like 4 strange, spooky sensations, if you like the sensations of the conglomerations of the constellations coming together, you want to buy this magazine that we're showing you right now. For only $9.95.95, 17 easy payments of $48.22. You too could own all the conglomerations of the constellations that put Albert Einstein over the edge. Oh, yeah. Get your Kleenex and get your checkbooks, because we're about to make some goddamn money.
So they pointed it at the deep field, at the area that is closest to the beginning of the universe. So we have pictures immediately
what they know, of what they think, of what they actively think of what the beginning of the universe is in their understanding correctly today.
Right.
So we're doing the beginning of what we think today, just like monkeypox or anything of our understanding of how we don't understand anything, or of any conglomeration of things that we're now going to do what is the most pertinent information. And John L. Peacock is going to report, and he's not going to give any fucking iteration about how that could be maybe suspect or skewed in any way, shape, or form. Say, this is the beginning, the end and the end all be. Oh, look at him. He's another goddamn round earther, just coming to party, talking about how things should be, could be. I went skydiving once. Okay, round earther, whatever. I'll see you when you fall off the end of those goddamn sea monsters, John. Continue.
So this new technology that has finally been implemented in somewhat deep space, 1 million miles from Earth, is the next generation of what we all know as Hubble, right? We know the Hubble telescope.
Okay, was it some guy who's like, you know what? It's good. I had an argument with a girl who's like, babe, I gotta go. Hubble is a calling. I gotta go set this shit up. When are you back? Like 7, 18 million years. But fucking think about it, because I'm thinking about it too. And he goes like, whoo, can't wait to fix that telescope. John, that's stupid. Because if you put robots to do it, you know that robots become sentient. You've seen Terminator. You know. So we can't trust them either, John. So tell me all about your things.
Well, it's crazy that you're talking about that in joke. Maybe it's because you know a little bit of this information. But unlike Hubble, there is no possibility of fixing this thing. There are no robots up there, and there's obviously it is not a manned telescope. So Hubble came out, was launched in 1990, and the first images were all blurry. People freaked out. It was a huge expenditure. It's an 8-foot wide telescope,
Right.
and the lens was off by 2 microns. A piece of paper is 100 microns, so it was off by that much, by literally 2% of a piece of paper. So in '93, because Hubble was so close, it's orbiting around Earth. They were able to take astronauts up and put on a lens, basically like eyeglasses for people with who are nearsighted, farsighted, and correct that mistake. And then Hubble came back with beautiful images, and these are the images that we know, the best images of deep space up until this point. But they knew they had technology to get better images already. They knew that they needed infrared sensors because that's the kind of light that's coming from so far away. And they theoretically had it all in the mid-90s. And they're like, great, it's going to be less than $500 million, and it'll be out by like 97 or something. That was their initial estimate.
Right. $97 billion. Do you know how many fucking giant big kahuna?
I'm sorry, 2007. Yes. Sorry.
Sandwiches that is from Sailor Jerry's? Nope, that's the cocktails I'm drinking. Sailor Jerry's. Anyway, all of my ingestions have something to do with Jerry. Anyway, but the whole thing, they said once they launched the Hubble, like, oh, it's from the paper, the thing, this thing, they said hindsight is 60-40, and it's very nearsighted. It's like we got to hold our books out farther to understand what we've done in the past. And that's, John, where we sent our astronauts out there. Right, just like to the moon. Okay, John, whatever. And now we have these great pictures. Okay, John, whatever. Let me see the shadows, John. Let me see the shadows. Are we drinking? Can we do? All right, but you're still in the middle of a fun thing. I forgot. You're doing fun. Go ahead.
So the big difference was that the Webb had to go 1 million miles out away from the Earth in order to be far enough away from its heat to not be affected. Because of the technology, it had to be super cold at all times. So it couldn't even be activated until that moment. So any error was like, that's it. We can't fix it. We cannot go that far out in order to fix it. So this is a one shot. And that caused a lot of problems because the money started building up because they had actually invent new technologies as sunshield.
Time out. Just you're saying a lot of fucking things in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
And when your shirt is short and you hold your arms up, you have like weird grandma arms down here that makes me very upset. I don't understand what's happening here. You're not working out your fucking traps. Or you're fucking. But all of that makes me upset. Like maybe get longer shirts, but you're fine. Like don't hold your arms up because it looks like fucking. Okay. You're good. You're good. So you're saying it was too cold because they couldn't do it because it was too cold. You said
the technology needed to be so cold that it couldn't be affected by the Earth's heat, which is 1 million miles away from the Earth in any way.
So you had to make a colder atmosphere in space to fix a thing, to do the repairs, to change.
Again, this is Webb. This is a whole new telescope. This is a brand new telescope that they wanted to launch after Hubble. Hubble is not the same telescope as Webb.
You think you're excited, John? It's cold as fuck, and look at these nipples. You can cut glass with these motherfuckers. Shut your goddamn Hubble mouth. I'll side boob your goddamn lenses to the goddamn ground. You're welcome.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the lenses because with Hubble being 8 feet wide, Webb telescope is 21 feet wide. Basically a 2-story building.
This guy I knew in college could do 24 feet wide. But it was like after, but he could also open beer bottles with his tooth because it was a fucking weird thing. Like college was a weird time, Joe. It was a weird time.
So in addition to getting this massive telescope into space, inventing a rocket that would be able to do so, they had to invent a sun shield so that any light from the sun would not be touching the telescope and heating it up, because infrared is blurred by any amount of heat, and the infrared that's so far away just would not produce sharp images with any amount of heat. So all these inventions had to be created out of theory and into reality before Webb could be launched.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the time when we stretch on the two-sided pod, because we're going to get into some shit right now. Ooh, don't be afraid to get that real good stretch over here, because fuck John's logic. Are you ready? Woo! Let's do this shit. John, we use that much technology to invent that much stupidity to support that much technology to take pictures that far away for your goddamn hard-on? Fuck you. How about you use all that fuck off money to help the universe that we live in? Maybe because if it's international, you use a whole fucking civilization. You have, oh my God, you can see the entire world and have water and have let's change the fucking universe. We just shielded the sun. We can give the sun. We stopped the rain. We can give the rain. You are a demigod with your money and your stupidity that you're taking pictures with so John can have a Mars bar hard on. What the fuck are we doing with our money? Let's help the world instead of take pictures. Let's get John a bigger shirt. We can afford that now with our other pictures. It's fine.
So other people agreed with you, especially after the years rolled on. And in 2018, the years leading up to their final deadline, which also they didn't meet, Congress started thinking maybe we should just scrap the whole project, cut our losses, not give them any more money, and just not do it. Fortunately, Congress did not decide that. They funded it to the end, and in Christmas Day of 2021, this past year,
we killed Santa. We fucking killed Santa. Woo! You guys, the fucking Jews win. Let's fucking light another fucking candle because fuck Santa. Is that, I don't know, I'll let you go. Sorry.
The American-made James Webb Telescope was aboard a European-made rocket and launched from a launch pad in South America near the equator, which is good for launches. You can take advantage of the rotation here. But,
my God, super good. If you go to South America, here's the deal. South America, sometimes launch is no problem. It's very good. But Eastern European, when we come for launches, we always go, they say, let's go party, let's go dance. Like, no, we don't say dance. We say, hey, come on, no problem. Come on, here we go. No, we don't have problem. We have launches.
And the launch was perfect. It was as great as could be expected. There was no Hubble mistake.
I'm with you, John. I'm with you, but I don't want to be a naysayer, but I'm going to say nay because I don't believe in all the fucking conspiracy theories, but I believe in all the conspiracy theories, and I think they're great. It's the whole thing. It's like, oh, man on the moon. Like, oh, this was great. This was the thing. This was why. This was how this was good. Like, all right, so everything's fine. Now we see these great pictures that John gets to use on his Mars bar. Because anyone who knows, John is doing a small candy that it's actually LSD, PCP, THC, and OMG all rolled into one with a lot of oats and maple. Anyway, he's trying to use that picture as his fucking label. I was like, yeah, John, I feel like it's a little too convenient that all these things fell into place, John. I feel like it's a little like, did we have the pictures? Are you part of this? Do you know someone? This is why you're pushing this message. We don't have these pictures. I've seen screenshots. Hey, man, did you see that when you left in 1999, your computer and the toaster would jump around and all those stars? Remember that? So did you just take the toaster out and it's beautiful lights now? Is that what you're doing, John? God damn it, John.
So a scientific use beyond just looking at pretty pictures, as you asked, what are we using the money for, is that the James Webb telescope, unlike any predecessor, is able to look at far-off planets as they go across the sun and see the composition of those planets because of the comparison to the sun or the star when the planet is not hovering in front of it. So we can see which planets are warm enough yet cold enough to produce water to possibly have life. And I'm not saying necessarily aliens, just water and life, microbic life, if anything.
So I'm going to stop you on two things, because if you say life, there's nothing scary about it. But if you have any form of sentient life, and not sentient, but a life that has anything that is alien life form, that is something, and so there's nothing scary about it. It's like, like you go out in the forest and turn over a log, like, what the fuck is that? You go out fucking scuba diving, like I'm 20 feet down, and you flip over things like, what the fuck is that? It's all the same thing. You're all here, everything's here, right? Like, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it doesn't mean it's a good thing, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it means you should probably not fucking put goldfish in your swim pockets, because you get swarmed by all those amazing things that you turned over when you did that log. And then it gets scary, and you have to swim back, throw in fish, goldfish at the fish. Ah! And they say, please, sir, don't go back into the bay. This is children's area. And they said, you don't know me. Allegedly.
Right, allegedly. Another possibility that Webb provides us for the first time is how to see what the formation of new stars within these huge stellar gas clouds will impact upon the gas clouds themselves. So that stellar nursery that we looked at, how are those new stars as they're forming actually impacting that major cloud?
So I'm with that. I see like how they would do that. I see how they think about that. And like, if it is a thing, I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. But at the same time, like, all of your intuition, all of your research, all of your things are dependent on this one video feed that is out there, that you know is out there. And now you're seeing these great things, and now you're going to study them and how they do something. I'm with it. I love some good goddamn conspiracy theories. I love them. The whole moon landing. I did have issues with that, because I was right in my fucking purview when I was doing the fucking JFK thing. Because the shadows are wrong, the things are wrong. I'm with you. Like, I'm still not 100% convinced. I know we've been to the moon. I don't know if we went there. I know we've been to the moon. I've seen a lot of movies where we ran through a lot of fucking scenes, a lot of fucking sound stages, just where it's the movement. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. So I'm suspect. I'm very of like, if you have to believe this one, if your belief, John, and this is my suspect thing of, I believe in science. I believe in the ideas of thought, and I believe in the debate. I believe in all that, right? But if your one avenue of truth is this one thing that these 4 or 5 people have control over. And they're the ones that then disseminate that information to the rest. Basically, it's like, oh, hi, welcome to the Mormon Church. Welcome to Seventh-day Adventist. Welcome to fucking whatever religion. Well, you know what, John? We might as well get. I've been looking at a compound. There's a small one in Waco that has some fire damage that I can get for a steal. And I think if we can really get our hands in there, we could turn the tide. If no one looks at the truth except the one true Lord, me, or as some call him, James Webb.
Well, our Lord and Savior James Webb Deep Space Telescope. The best news is NASA's original timeline of the Webb being able to capture images was for about 10 years. But the launch went so well that they used so little propellant to get it perfectly where it needs to be that they now have an updated timeline of the telescope's possible usefulness of up to 20 years. Now, of course, this is with the understanding that any micrometeor could completely crash it out of commission at any moment.
Oh, yeah, no. So we have the ability to do the most amazing thing that could possibly be imagined, unless life happens and then we're all a Krista McCullough.
Yeah.
So again, no one can tell them wrong or right. And they're like, wow, they're real heroes. Well, you don't know if they have any ability to do anything they're saying. And we're just like, we're floating out there until we explode. We're just going to get hit by something eventually. And when we do, we can pull that Krista McCullough thing because everybody loves a teacher who died, right? Too soon? Too soon. John was a teacher. We've all been hoping for his death so early in this podcast. No, that's not true. It's not me. It's the Aloysius and LSD talking.
So check out those images on our Instagram and our Twitter as well. The sources for this episode of Two Sided have been the first segment, the daily podcast, health.ny.gov, Newsweek, and the CDC. Second segment, NASA, also the daily HubbleSite.org, WebbTelescope.org, and Webb.nasa.gov's Where is Webb? This page we shared on our Twitter, so you can actually watch in live stream where the Webb telescope is at any point and what new images come out. So we are directly linked to it. It has its own Twitter account essentially, and that is web.nasa.gov.
Now, let me just, before I give my references, let me just say that's a lot, because if you're putting here's the deal. I'm gonna watch my ex. Like, what are you doing? You know, we can watch you anytime. And all of a sudden, you're birthing a star. What? Okay. I didn't even know you had another constellation you were talking to. This is bullshit. Anyway, what
are your sources?
No, John, my sources are Jersey Mike's. Shout out to Jersey Mike's. They're not sponsoring us yet, but I feel like they should, because I give them half my goddamn paycheck. They're also bringing you my body image. You're welcome. Also, Sailor Jerry's. We don't talk much, but when we do, it's in a pirate accent. Y'all are fucking wrong. And also, we are brought to you by John, we're going to go ahead and give him a shout out.
Brought to you by Dingoes Ate My Baby. If you ever get a baby eaten, pray to God it's dingoes. And if it's not, call us. And we'll fucking make sure that it looks like dingoes ate your baby. Cheers.
You know what? You're allowed to do live video on Spotify. I'm just saying. That simulcast is possible. I haven't done it yet, but I do totally know how to do it. You could be on YouTube, Spotify. Unless you're Joe Rogan and have that big ass contract that says no YouTube for you, fucker.
No. Got that Joe Rogan, them big ass arm tattoos, and fucking a shaved ass head. I couldn't get arm tattoos, neither could you. Look at your fucking lady arms underneath. You got those happening. And I fucking break my skin all the time fighting the walls at night with night terrors. So I can only do it on my legs.
Hey, I'm getting really freaked out here, guys, because these pictures look like you got a secret camcorder in my toilet bowl after Taco Tuesday. But on another note, that's going to be on. All right.
Everybody, anyone who's out there, fucking give my man Spawnman a follow. Oh my god. Because when I think of him, I think of Careless Whisper. That's what I think of. But, John, it does look like, I was thinking Mars Bar, that John's like, you're doing your thing. Like, no, it's a toilet bowl. Like, I did the Lord's work and I cleaned my bathroom this weekend. It wasn't for anyone special. I had no one coming over, but I was just like, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. And I kept on saying, like, these pictures from outer space they're fakes. And it turns out I face them every morning. Like, they're not. We gotta fucking scrub this shit down. Anyway, we're clean as a goddamn whistle.
On that note, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
Oh, John. Here's the deal. I'll be honest. Like, here's the deal. I'll be honest. I was kind of loosey-goosey through about 3/4 of this whole thing. It's not I was blacking out. It's more that I was time traveling and just coming in with hot fucking buttons. But I'm 99% sure that they came at you hot. At some point, I belittled you about a ginger of some sort, or your choices, or your grandma arms, or something. I know I did something. I would like to take that back as Pete's Retraction Corner. But I can't confirm or deny that Pete's Retraction Corner has ever happened. You can suck that. Get over it, motherfucker. Woo!
Let's have ourselves a shot and get out of here.
It's about goddamn time. Folks,
cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you can't believe that you stayed with us this long, if you don't understand what is happening, if you don't comprehend why you were here, if you don't feel the need to continue on, if you can't focus on a need to conglomerate the specifics of an idea that may lead you to a solution, I feel you. But if you don't, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that alert button. Don't be afraid. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your parole officer, tell your priest. I don't believe in religion, but I think if you do, you should be spreading that shit in the church. Cheers to you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Cheers. Pink.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Pete, your comments about John's lady arms, grandma arms, whatever the fuck it was, you almost killed me. I had just taken I was drinking a big ass glass of ice water and I spit that shit everywhere. I legit thought I just ruined my TV and my fucking What do you mean give him a bigger t-shirt? He looks amazing. You both look amazing. God damn, you can make me fucking giggle. This is why I'm here.
I love her because she gets the feeling of it. And you're like, I shouldn't. Yeah. It's not. But, and that's the thing. Like, so I can tell you, what I can tell you, John, I only bust your balls about your shirts because, and here's the deal, you don't wear those shirts all the time. Because when you have the weird tan lines of your fucking ginger ass skin that's weird, like, oh, it's a smaller shirt today. Oh, today's a smaller shirt. Like, I don't wear these small shirts, but I found this smaller shirt or I bought it at a show and I love it and I'm gonna rock it. Bro, I get it. I'm down with it. But you wear your small ass shirts that you shouldn't wear. Either fucking get tan, but fucking wear a tank top for fucking a week and then wear your little shirts all the time, and normal shirts, little shirts, normal shirts, and who cares? But when you wear the little ones, like, these are fine. These are fun. I got nothing to do but give you grandma arms.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday, same start as tonight. So if you would like to join us or you want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live, join us on our chat on the stereo app in the green room right now. Let's go 40 after the hour for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete. And I'm a big fan of those Relief Society arms that they swing around the background in Southern California.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, Two Sided Podcast, and the Stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided. Love you, Pete.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of yours, John, but why you gotta flip it up like that? You try to twist me around. Love you, John. You actually